What up, everyone? Let's just talk about this game for a little bit. In a guest room in my house, I'm just gonna sit here against the wall because I don't want to turn on my ring light and do all that mumbo jumbo. Let's just keep it basic. All right, guys, I'm hurt. You may not be able to tell. I haven't cried. I don't think I will. But I'm hurt, and it just doesn't feel like we lost, but we did. It's like I'm sitting here waiting for the next play because it shouldn't have ended this way, but it did, right? And I think everyone who watched, whether you're a Niner fan and if you're not, I think a lot of people, I think, are probably sympathizing for the Niners, even if you've hated them, because you're looking at a team that they should have won it, but they couldn't get it done. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit. First off, this 49er defense, I mean, they played out of their mind. Steve Wilks, I got to give it to you, man. You showed up. I mean, it wasn't a perfect game towards the end, but our defense, they were probably getting a little gassed out towards the end, but that defense for the 49ers did more than enough to keep the Kansas City Chiefs at bay and not let this become like a game out of reach. Our defense went out there. I saw Mahomes get sacked multiple times. I saw Pacheco get stopped time and time again, and then our offense would go back out there, and it's just, now that was the problem. The first quarter, the Niners started off hot, and then at some point in the second quarter, they just couldn't get first downs anymore. We went into the half, we came back, same thing. Like, the Niners, just for like the majority of the third quarter or whatever it was, they couldn't get first downs. And it's like, Kyle, you have the best offense in the league. You may not have Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, but you have a star-studded offense, bro. Like, this is the Super Bowl. Like, get it done, bro. Get the ball in the end zone. Our defense is like, I was imagining our defense like trying to hold them back. Like, coach, like we can't keep this door shut any longer. Like, get some points, hurry. And it was like, if you're watching a movie and and they're like holding the doors back and you're waiting for someone to bring the big heavy log to just boom, lay it down. I was imagining the offense bringing the big heavy log and just boom, closing the doors. And closing the doors meant officially blocking the doors. Like, that meant us getting a touchdown to really just kind of put the dagger in the game and deflate the Chiefs. But that big heavy log to block the big doors never came. It didn't. They brought like small barrels and small tables that would maybe hold them off just a little bit, but enough to still break through. And it was sad, man. And the Niners lost Greenlaw, but even when they lost Greenlaw, they were still making big stops, and look, and I'm not gonna sit here and say we lost the game because we lost Greenlaw. I mean, Greenlaw is a big difference maker. Who knows? And maybe Greenlaw being out there would have made just enough to keep the Kansas City Chiefs from scoring or getting a crucial first down. We maybe could have shut them out. And that's the thing. It's like, things just don't seem to bounce the Niners' way a lot of the times. Greenlaw got hurt on a non-contact injury. Like, it just his Achilles just decided to take a shit in the Super Bowl, right? And then we have Debo, who's his hamstring decided to take a shit, like, and then luckily Debo was still able to stick it through, but I wouldn't doubt it if his hamstring was in his mind throughout the rest of that game. I'm sure he was feeling it. And it's like, bro, like we go through all these games and through the regular season and stuff and the playoffs and the biggest game possible, you like these like little injuries happen, and like I'm just talking about them. I'm not saying that's why the Niners lost. I'm not making excuses for that. It's just, but those guys are so important that like you need them out there all the time. Debo did go back, but then Kittle also left for a little while to get his arm checked, and it's like talking about Kittle. Like, I mean, this guy was not used, and I get it. It's like he had more of like a blocking role, and I know they were covering him pretty well at times, but that sucks. I wish we saw more of Kittle, but it's just, I mean, I I'm not saying I'm not saying Kyle isn't the guy, but this is the third time in his like coaching career that he's blown like a 10-point lead, right? 10 or more points, and it's like he has the spark all season, and he has the spark in the playoffs, but and then the biggest game, it's like it's like he doesn't it's like he doesn't know how to use the mojo to just finish it, right? He let the Kansas City Chiefs stick around. Like, you don't do that. You don't do that with the best quarterback in the league. You don't let him hang around. He needed to make that offense get a touchdown. And I get it. It's not like he's not trying to get a touchdown. I know whatever he's calling, he's trying to get them to get a touchdown, but he didn't do good enough. He didn't, right? Like, throughout the third quarter, he could have used McCaffrey more. And if McCaffrey was able to just drive the ball down, and I get it, it's like you can only use McCaffrey so much at the same time. So I'm not going to sit here and make it sound like we should have just used McCaffrey play in and play out. But he kind of like went away from that. It's like, bro, this is the offensive player of the year. Like, this is the Super Bowl. Keep punching it. Keep punching it. He'll probably get us close enough, and then we can, throw it for a touchdown or get closer and then have him run it in again for a touchdown, He just was not putting points up anymore. He started relying on the field goal kicks, and then Moody got one that was blocked, and I'm not putting that on Moody. And it's just, bro, you needed to get a touchdown. Like, our defense, I think, was doing so good that if he had gotten a touchdown in the fourth quarter, like Juwan Jennings, other than Juwan Jennings' touchdown, like we needed one later than that, because that would have separated us enough to not allow that game to go to overtime. And I'm more than confident that would have gave defense enough to work with and just maybe force them too far away from the end zone to score, and force them to go for it on fourth down farther out and screw it up. Look, and I'm not a hater about Patrick Mahomes. I 100% agree he's the best quarterback as of this present time. But Kyle, like kind of gift wrapped him this victory. Like, Patrick Mahomes is now the MVP of this. I believe, yeah, he's the MVP of this Super Bowl and another Super Bowl champion. Like, Kyle, you had this game, bro. Like, I don't think anyone is looking at this game thinking that the Chiefs, like, Chiefs did not run away with it. Chiefs looked like they were not supposed to win. I think even when the game was, like, late and it was tied, and you're looking at how well this Niner defense was playing, like, I think a lot of people thought, like, Kyle he's gonna get the points needed to just wrap this thing up, to finish it up. So now we have to, hear the media talk about him catching up to Tom Brady, which, like, I don't agree with. It's like, bro, he's still like 4 Super Bowls behind Tom Brady. I don't know why they care so much about trying to like make him like there can only be one GOAT, bro. Tom Brady has 7. Mahomes has 3. Like, maybe have that conversation if Mahomes becomes like 1 or 2 Super Bowls away from Tom Brady, but whatever. It's just like, I can even see it in Mahomes' face, like, during the game. Like, he's kind of just like, fuck. Like, I don't know. I don't think we got this one. But Mahomes realized, like, he looks at the scoreboard and he's like, oh shit. Like, I just need to, like, get a touchdown and we win. Like, like, you just let him stick around. Like, Kyle just dangled the carrot over his face. Like, come on. Like, you're still in this. Like, Kyle, like, get us the points we need, guy. Go. It's it blows my mind, and I'm going to transition over to Brock Purdy. I think Brock Purdy played a great game. I think Brock Purdy is the reason why this 49er team is going to continue to have success. But guys, when it comes to next season, fuck. Bro, like, Green Bay, yeah, Jordan Love, he looks like he's the real deal. We're going to have to probably get through them again. Lions, yeah. Lions, I don't doubt it one bit. They have a really bad taste in their mouth about that NFC Championship game. And they're probably not going to make the same mistakes and go for it on 4th down again if it comes down to it. Like, the Niners are going to have a harder time getting to the Super Bowl next season. And the Rams, like, yeah, Stafford still got some of the tank. Puka's no joke, bro. Puka may be our fucking the 49ers nightmare coming up, bro. I'm just saying, like, we made these crazy comebacks in the playoffs, and that felt like destiny. It felt like, okay, like, we could never come back, and now we did, and we're in the Super Bowl now. Like, we have to finish the job. Like, we're gonna win this game. Like, how are we gonna have those crazy destiny games in the playoffs and not finish it? And you watch the Super Bowl play out, and you're like, yeah, we have Patrick Mahomes on the ropes. Like, just Kyle, just get us the points. Let's get it over with. Like, Mahomes is on the ropes. He's getting sacked. He's getting tackled. Pacheco's getting stopped. Like, Kyle, get us the points. Like, stop letting the score be so close. And you just let it stick. You let him stick around, and he made us pay in overtime. It's just like, I want to sit here and say that because Brock Purdy is so young and he's learning, and I hope to God he's only going to be better than he was this season, which I think is a scary thing if you're not a Niners fan, because it's like, well, he already had an amazing season. Like, if he's even better, like, what's he going to do now? Like, the reality is, like, I know the Niners are gonna go back to the playoffs. Like, I'm not trying to, like, that's not me being overly confident. The Niners they're still gonna be that good next season. But these teams that we're gonna face in the NFC in the playoffs, and this is all judged off of health. I mean, we could make it to the playoffs, but then, like, at what cost? Do we still have McCaffrey? What if McCaffrey's hurt? And I'm not trying to jinx anything, and I'm just saying, like, what if Ayuk's hurt? What if Fred's out? What if we're missing a bunch of important players? And then even if we stumble our way to the Super Bowl again, like, how do we know we're gonna have all of our key pieces? Like, Kyle can't even get it done when everyone was healthy. Who's to say we're gonna be just as healthy in the next Super Bowl? We very well could easily be missing important pieces. And yeah, like, they'll adjust, they'll figure it, but it doesn't matter. Like, this 49er team was as healthy as humanly possible, other than Hufanga that we lost a long time ago. And Kyle could still not get the job done. I don't get it. Like, that's another reason why I thought, like, this team is going to beat the Chiefs. They showed up to the Super Bowl literally 100% healthy. You couldn't have asked for a more healthier, star-studded team. You just couldn't. And we lost. It's nuts, guys. It's nuts. So but I'm gonna hope that this 49er team can be the next Kansas City Chiefs. Like the Kansas City Chiefs have gone to the AFC Championship game like 5 years in a row. The Niners, this was like their third year in a row. So like I think the Niners, as long as like that's the standard, like to get at least to the NFC Championship game for a chance to win and go back to the Super Bowl, like I think if this is the way I see it play out. If Brock Purdy is to be like no bullshit, like the next top dog in this league that will like rival Patrick Mahomes as far as like trying to win championships, this team can go to the Super Bowl even if we lose certain key pieces because I believe John Lynch and Kyle will draft well no matter what. And the thing is with football, with compared to other sports, is that like one position makes all the difference. Like football is so quarterback reliant that if your quarterback is like no bullshit, the top dog, you can be missing key pieces, but that quarterback, he'll put it in his hands and find a way. So if Brock Purdy taps into another level and continues to play really well and he only gets better, I can safely say 49er fans, and I take this as good news. Like they can go back to the Super Bowl again and again. I think Brock Purdy can do it. We're just going to have to be patient and see and wish him nothing but health. And yeah, that's what it's going to come down to too is just hopefully, keep Brock Purdy healthy, and I think he's going to keep us in it every time. But I don't the Niners can get a Super Bowl with Purdy. They can. It should have happened tonight. But Kyle just needs to not wet the bed in the second half of a Super Bowl. That's the problem. Anyways, guys, I mean, yeah. I mean, let's just hope to God they can get back. It just is healthy and take another crack at it. But even if it's not Mahomes, who's it going to be? Lamar? Josh Allen? Joe Burrow? It's going to be one of them. Those guys are great quarterbacks too. It's just Kyle missed out on a huge chance. And I know you're thinking, you keep saying Kyle. It's like, yeah, because Kyle is the one who calls the plays for offense, and we didn't get the points on the board. If Kyle was able just to find another touchdown, this game would have never gone to overtime, and the Niners would have just won it when the clock hit zeros. This one's going to hurt for a while, guys. It doesn't even feel like we lost because it just feels like we weren't supposed to. But here we are. Congratulations to the Chiefs. Now we got to hear about Patrick Mahomes being the GOAT. Even though Tom Brady has 7. I mean, like, now we got to listen to the Kansas City Chiefs being such a great football team when it feels like Kyle basically gave it to them. Oh, my God. I'm hurt, guys. I'm hurt. Let me know what you think about this game, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.